What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Farmer on the Prairie. Today is Wednesday. We're out here at the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'll be taking you guys around. We'll be looking at different, either extremely large equipment or equipment that's more suited for our operation, such as power hay rakes, manure spreaders, maybe different tractors and stuff like that. Just kind of looking around. You know, not everything we look at today we'll be interested in buying, but some of the stuff is things that are potentially in the future or as soon as this year or next year. Think our Kubota will pull that thing? It might. So here's a Crone twin rotor, twin windrow rake. This is much larger than anything that we're thinking about, but it does show us kind of how their design is. So, you know, for more like a single rotor like we're looking at, we can get an idea of what they're thinking. All right, guys, so here is a 4-basket tedder, about like we'd be interested in. This one is hydraulic raise and lower, and then also hydraulic fold. The 4-basket tedder seems to come in right under $10,000, which isn't terrible for the machine that you're getting. So we were in the Kubota booth, and I just noticed that one of the tractors in here has a new style tire that came out called the R14T instead of an R1. So you can see here it's got lugs like a normal tractor tire, and then it's also got more of this, or a more close blocked lug in the center. So I'm sure that would be a lot smoother and quieter running down the roads, and hopefully wear a lot longer as well. It looks a little bit more of a square profile, so this would hopefully contact a lot more on the road, resulting in less tire wear. The M6 131 comes in at, with the loader, $102,000. Here is the M7 152. This is the Gen 2 M7. These actually aren't that much more than I thought they would be. This one right here is $135,000, which is 40 grand more than the M6. So here's the outside of the Kubota M8. You can just see how massive it is in comparison to that one, and then to the M6 that's over there. As far as the cabs on the M6 and M7, those are both a little bit smaller. Oh, they're still like 5.5 feet wide, but they have not as much noise reduction. I am in the M8 Kubota right now, the M8 211 with the 6.7 Cummins, and the cab is huge, and it seems quieter, doesn't it?
It is really quiet in here.
It's really quiet in here. It's got a giant buddy seat. It's got a big operating seat. Every single control on the whole tractor is on his armrest. There are absolutely no controls anywhere else in the tractor other than your lighting up there.
And your radio.
Your radio. Okay, yeah, your radio is kind of controlled, but not really. Well, you've got your forward and reverse on the steering wheel, but all other tractors are that way. Kubota's really up their game. I do not know what the price is on this thing. I'll have to walk around and see if I can find a price tag, but I haven't really seen one. So, yeah, it's I have a feeling this one's over $200,000 for sure. So here is a pot hanger single rotor rake in the size category we're looking at. So this kind of gives us an idea of what size of rake we're talking about when we're talking to all the other companies that have a 2-rotor in their booth. So the things they talked about in here that I found interesting is most of the companies have a longer arm from the basket back to there, and these have a square tube with the rotating shaft inside of it to save a lot of wear, because this takes all the stress over that rotating arm. So that seemed very interesting. Less stress, they said. Hopefully just a longer life for the machine and less maintenance overall. I think we should get one of these. It's a Vermeer self-propelled round baler. This thing looks pretty sweet. It's driven more like a backwards swather. So it's got the pivoting wheels on the front with the drive tires on the back. Here again, it looks like it's got a variant of the R14 style tread on this. This thing is huge. It's a 5x6 bale. So they claim you can bale almost twice as many bales. We were walking through the Vermeer booth here, and I noticed that they have a very unusual design of spraying on their tedder. It looks like it's supposed to hook and act more as a sweep, and then this be the secondary grab behind it. Completely different design than any other tedder here. It's also very heavy duty looking throughout. And here's the new Klaus 1000 series combine. This is the only the 7500. They make a 8500, I think. So they got an 8000 series as well. This thing is absolutely huge, just enormous. It's got a giant auger like the Fendt. I think this one unloads right at 6 bushels a second as well. I think it's like 5.7 bushels a second. So we're up here on top of the 7500 Klaus Lexion. Just looking at grain tank. It is enormous. Absolutely huge. I think it's right around the 500 bushel range. A little bit bigger than our 250 bushel grain tank in our 1660, but just a little bit bigger. And then you can see here all the intercoolers and stuff. That's about 6 feet across, the intercoolers and radiators there. Let's take a quick look around the show here. Check out the size of this air cleaner. It's only about huge. So right down there you get a better shot of the tedder. Like we're looking at, you can get more of an accurate estimate of the width. So it's a 17-foot 2-inch tedder. All of them are right in that same ballpark. So here's the Klaus 4-basket tedder. This one definitely looks nice, but not quite as much so as the Crone. So this right here is my dream someday. This thing is, oh man, just impressive. It's center pivot, disco, roller crimper mower. This thing is huge and I love it. It's got, I would prefer to have a 2-point though over the drawbar clamp mount, but you can just see here how large that is. I can only imagine rolling through the field in our Kubota, mowing hay about 10 miles an hour. Go to the end, it swings the other side. That'd be a lot of fun. Check out this Klaus Jaguar chopper. It's insanely massive. Okay guys, just to give you an idea of the scope of how many people are here, this is just some of the people eating off of one of the wings. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, even more down there. It definitely draws a large crowd. So here's a Coon Pro Spread 260. So this is a lot bigger than that 242 that was at Midwest Ag Expo. So this one's on really wide. They're 21.5 16.1 tires. This looks all about the same as the 242. It's just a lot bigger. So here's a Bunning Low Pro Wide Body 670. This thing is a massive spreader. You can just tell by looking at it that it is absolutely huge. You definitely get some major manure hauled with this. So Ben, you think we could haul our lot out in 10 loads?
I think so.
Maybe 13 at the most. That's a lot. Yeah. Don't think the Kubota could do it though. Probably need our Magnum or so. Might be yeah, something bigger than our Magnum even. So we walked past this post pounder and I couldn't even help but stop and look at it. You guys, I'm sure by now, have seen our Wheat Heart slide hammer post pounder. With our Wheat Heart, the hammer goes up and down and I have to sit over here and control it. And I imagine when you get in drought conditions, that hammer is not going to drive the post nearly as well. So this actually is the same concept as a jackhammer, and this cup right here is getting driven in, beat into the ground, down as the hammer is coming down with it. And of course you still got your same 4-position leveling. So I imagine that this would probably drive in drier conditions. Might even be handier, but the Wheat Heart is the used pounder we found and it'll work for us. Pretty cool little pounder though. They kind of skimped on the post cradle though. What do you say, Ben?
Yeah, the one that we have is a lot better, like bigger.
Yeah, the one
holds a lot more posts.
It holds almost a day's work of driving. This thing holds like an hour of driving. So yeah, it's a little bit skimpy.
We would have to run back to John's a couple times.
You can see they've got a tracked fencer here with a jackhammer slide coming down on it.
No stumps on it too. Bottom of Rake.
Yeah, we'll take this.
Yeah.
And
Y'all think I should go be a baller with my Balzer? Oh yeah, it's missing a wheel right there. They're trying to show you what's underneath it. It's got a disc brakes on it. Pretty cool. Here's a Balzer Tanker. Pretty interesting design of tread there on the tires. It's the big tires. In proportion to the 5'3" Ben.
5'6".
Just kidding. He's
5'6",
like
5'6".
he claims he's 5'6" and a half.
But yeah.
Yeah, so just so you know, Ben is really short. But he's the tallest in his family, so
Said you're also really short.
I am really short, but we're not going to describe my height here. Cut. All right, guys, so here's a tube line, 275 vertical beater spreader. This is a little bit more the size that we'd be thinking about as far as a vertical beater spreader. You can see it here on the back. It's got a really nice spreader. They're got replaceable teeth right here to eat away at stuff. One of the things I noticed about this spreader that's very nice is it's got a treated 4x4 there. Some people may be like, oh no, why'd you put wood on the spreader? But my thought is when you hit it with a bucket or something accidentally, you're not going to dent it and mess it up. It's because that's completely replaceable and you can fix it with a board from Menards. All right, so this is pretty decent size right here. I like this one. One of the things I noticed is this chain that they use is extremely high tensile strength in comparison to the other ones. It looks like it's got composite wood flooring or wood composite, so it's never going to rot. It's got a very nice look about this thing as to how it functions. It's got a nice rock catching rack there. It looks like a overall really nice spreader. As I look at this graph here, one of the things I notice is that this thing uses chains like this right here, and that is a very, very heavy duty chain that has a very high tensile strength, and all the other ones are right around 30,000 pounds tensile strength. That chain right there is 72,000 pound braking strength. So I feel like you're not going to be able to break your chains, because a lot of people have issues with chain drive spreaders breaking the chains a lot. This doesn't look like that'd be an issue. Of course, here you can kind of see the front shot of it. Looks like a very well put together spreader that might be a little bit more on the affordable side. So you draw a line from there to there. Rollover point. My head right here. My head needs to be to rollover right here. Yeah. I think I'd rather go without. It's not even worth having. Even poke it into the ground, snap my neck. Oh wait, yeah, never mind. All right, guys, so we just finished up a long day at the farm show. We got up at 3 o'clock this morning, got home now, it's 10:30, and definitely learned a lot about different specific equipment I was looking at today. When you look at very specific things side by side, you know, we were looking at hay tedders and rakes. You can definitely see the differences between each company's product. You can definitely see what's going to fit your operation better, what has design flaws, you know, or potential design flaws. You can really pinpoint those when you're looking at a group of implements made by different companies. Because, you know, I always thought, you know, a hay tedder's a hay tedder, big deal, but there are huge differences between those. Definitely learned a lot there. Saw a few manure spreaders, saw a manure spreader that's really nice and hopefully someday will fit our operation. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the little walk around of the National Farm Machinery Show. Please, if you want to see more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and then comment down below any thoughts or questions, or if you saw an implement that you thought was cool and stood out from the rest. I will see you guys next time.